Welcome to Chaotic Nerdtral. On this week's episode, we're going to talk about what fictional world we would like to live in. I'm Sarah.
I'm Samantha.
I'm Shayna.
And I'm Jenny.
So, who would like to go first and make their case for best fantastical fictional world?
Let's make Jenny go first this time, maybe. I don't know, we made Shayna go first once already, I know. I think we've also made Sarah go first before, so
okay,
I think
fine.
It's your turn.
Okay, fine. So mine's gonna be really surprising to you guys.
Ooh,
I
I'm
think
excited.
you'll be shocked. The fictional world that I would like to live in is the Star Trek universe.
Oh my god, serious.
I was really prepared to be blown away. How dare
Star
you.
Trek? What's it gonna be?
I was ready to be blown away with not Star Trek.
Dang it, Jenny with the
I was like,
setup.
it's not WoW or Star Trek? What is it?
Oh, I guess I could have done WoW. That'd been fun, but I don't know. I like to wake up and know I'm not gonna possibly get murdered before I leave my house.
But I thought you
on a
wanted to be
daily
an orc
basis.
lady, like a big buff orc lady.
I mean, I guess it is true, but I mean, there's still that concern that someone may murder me when I wake up. So
I guess.
Also, like, Star Trek, can you just get, like, space tased or something?
I mean, there's that possibility. But, okay, so I will tell you my case of why I'm probably not
All right.
going to wake up and get
I'm
murdered.
ready, convinced.
Let's hear it.
So, first things first, this can really relate to now and all the shit happening right now. Earth is finally a utopia. So we got through all of our fucking shit, which was World War III, a eugenics war. 600 million lives were lost. And it was kind of towards the end of that war. What was it? Like 10 years after, something like that. This guy named Zephyrin Cochrane, he pretty much built the first warp drive and warped into space. The Vulcans saw him, and that was history. They landed, and that was that. I think now, especially, everyone needs to watch Star Trek because they still have the evils of humanity, but it just shows, our potential. And Gene Roddenberry, who created Star Trek, that was kind of like his big thing, was just showing like what humanity could be, and I'm all about that. Like, when there's like horrible, shitty, racist people, and people don't like accept others unless they're like straight and white, it's like, and then don't even treat them as human. I don't fucking get that. I don't fucking understand that. And Star Trek is all about acceptance.
Not to name names, but I know lots of, like, boomer Trekkies that love Star Trek and are somehow...
Which to me is really interesting.
Such
Like, I want to
bigots.
know what their favorite Star Trek is, because I really have a hard time understanding how you could be a bigot and
It's
love
probably
Star
not the
Trek.
interracial love episode.
Probably not.
I'm
Probably not
willing to bet.
DS9.
But yeah, it baffles me because, like, I
Yeah.
see like such like polarization. I see people like you that are like, very open and like love everybody, and then I see like crazy Star Trek fans.
Yeah, and I mean, to me, what's so awesome is it's finally a time where, like, it's not something that they even have to think about, like, ooh, this person is, first person doing this because it wasn't allowed, you know what I mean? Because it's finally allowed, and you could just be fresh and real. Like, Star Trek Discovery, they have the first non-binary and trans couple, and it's not, and what I love about it, because I feel like with TV shows right now, if somebody's like trans or non-binary, they have to like talk about it,
Yeah, like such a big explanation.
Yeah, where it's just like, this is what it is, and I love that. I wish we were like that, where it's just
like,
part
who
of
cares?
life.
Like, just
Yeah,
do you,
yeah.
whatever.
Yeah, just inclusion that isn't, like,
Yes,
a pedestal
like, I mean,
and a
God,
soapbox.
like,
Yeah.
Captain Sisko, my favorite fucking captain, who is a black man, a black father, had a black son, and was a commander, and eventually a captain of a space station, and like, ascended into this higher being, like, just that they made these characters who in other shows were never so powerful, finally powerful. I would love to live in that universe where it's finally not just like
a questionable issue, like, that
Yeah.
people argue over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the other thing is, I love meeting new cultures. I love meeting new life. Anthony Bourdain was one of my favorite people. I loved watching his videos because he would go to all these different countries, and it wasn't just, look how poor these people are. It was, look at this culture, look at this food, it's amazing. And it made me want to go to so many places so bad. And that's kind of what Star Trek is. Like, I see this, like, I see Bajor and how beautiful it is. I'm like, oh my God, I just want to be there and experience their cultures and the religion. It's just so amazing, like, how different we can be, and yet somehow for the most part, we all, they kind of figure out, and that's kind of what's cool about Star Trek is they're always kind of learning and trying to figure out how we can all like be together. It doesn't always work right, but I know that's why I really love it. And and I'm not totally like, oh, humans are perfect in Star Trek, the Federation is perfect. I mean, they definitely have their faults. However, I don't know if that was due to some, I wouldn't call it problematic writing, but there's like an episode where these Native Americans were on another planet, and I think it was they had to have the Federation and the Cardassians, who are another alien race, made this deal. It was everything you can just relate to like now. But anyways, they were like giving up land, and it was very controversial because it was like they had to like go there and tell the Native Americans to leave. It's like, whoa, bro. So like the Federation, is not perfect, but they're much easier to understand when they do things wrong and attempt to fix it, but there's still obviously imperfections that you would now can see in Star Trek Picard if you watch it. But so I kind of like that too. Like there is still dark, there are still problems to be solved, everyone can still grow, and I love it. I don't know, I love it. And I mean, space battles.
So where would you be though, like specifically, like what would you be doing?
I would definitely be in probably like the Deep Space Nine era, because it was just so much going on. There's so much to learn. It was so related. It can be related so much to now and what's happening now. I would either be probably like a science officer or a doctor. I'm not sure. Probably a science officer, so I could kind of go on away missions more. I would probably end up being a science officer. Yeah.
Cool.
But yeah, so that's why I feel like I wouldn't wake up dead, because I would, Deep Space Nine is problematic, but depending on what time frame.
Your survival rate for Star Trek is probably a lot better.
Than WoW.
Azeroth probably has a bigger...
It's way higher than WoW. Right now, I'll say it's like on par.
Depending.
With reality.
With reality. Probably not much of an adjustment for you mentally to survive the day.
Well, I guess,
I can picture it.
Because Picard, I guess you could say, well, it's kind of hard because Discovery, I guess, is the current timeline, because they're in the future, so it's hard to say which one's the current timeline, Discovery or Picard, but they both definitely have major issues going on right now, which is very exciting. So yeah, I mean, obviously it's Star Trek, but there's major reasons, and it's just... I love watching it because it gives me hope for humanity. Like, I'll probably long dead and gone before, these certain people with certain opinions finally take their heads out of their asses and learn to accept others for who they are as humans. And that could be a whole nother podcast, but it gives me hope. And, hope can be horrible, but yeah. Sorry, I didn't mean to end on a bad note.
No, that was a hopeful note.
Not at all.
That was resonant.
No.
I like that.
And I mean, okay, side note, a lot of hot aliens, guys, if you're into it.
Ooh, lots of tentacle dick in this universe.
I was actually super into Worf. Then they redesigned the Klingons, and at first I was like, nah, but Star Trek...
And then you're like, warmed
what
up.
I like about Star Trek is they listen to their fans, so they kind of retconned that, and were like, oh, they were just bald because it was war, and blah, blah, blah. Now they have hair. They're still little... I mean, I guess, because, makeup has obviously improved immensely since, So, but, you watch so much of what you love, and you just get used to that's what they look like, so when they kind of update it, it's a little bit of an adjustment. But I'm also not a Fairweather fan, just so everyone knows. I love all Star Treks equally. They all have their pros and cons, and if you're a Fairweather fan, that's just really sad, because all of them are great for specific reasons. Okay.
Boom.
Off my soapbox.
All right. Who wants to follow that presentation?
I mean, mine is very similar, so should I go?
Yeah.
Good segue. Do it.
Okay, so Jenny and I agree on a lot. So I wore a little hint for you guys today.
I knew it.
Yeah, I knew it was so predictable. That's not shocking either. Yes.
I was really sneaky about it. So I would go to a Gundam universe, but very specifically, I would go to the world that exists in Gundam 00. First of all, everybody knows, well, in this group, the reason I'm a political scientist is because of Gundam. So, of course, I find it highly exciting, and I just want to be in the middle of this robot shit. Okay? So, pretty much Gundam 00, okay? Because there are different universes, Gundam can get very complicated. There's, like, the Universal Century timeline, etc., etc. We're not talking about that, even though Char is my favorite character. of all time. I don't really want to live in the world where they argue, again, kind of like humans are evolving, right? So there are what they call new types in lots of Gundam. So these are people that are, like, they have, like, really great, like, senses. They can, you know, react to shit. They can shoot guns faster. They're smarter than you. You know, they're, like... If anybody's seen Gattaca, it's kind of like that. Like, you can, you know, look at this DNA and be like, fuck this baby's weak. You know, a whole eugenics shit, you know.
I was going to say, this is sounding eugenics-y a bit.
So that is a common theme. That is a common theme in Gundam. Sometimes it's artificial manipulation. Other times, it's simply that humans are evolving, and some are different than others, right? So, but anyways, Gundam 00 specifically, it's, quote, like, for the opening of this season, like, for their whole, like, whatever. It was 2 seasons, but the quote for the show is, rebirth begins through destruction.
Yeah.
Okay? So that's their tagline. Sure so this world is in, like, pretty much normal Earth. Like, sometimes it's, you know, not the same Earth, but it's the same Earth, you know. Similar countries, they changed some names a little bit, but the big ones are the same, like US, Brazil, Britain, China, Russia, you know, et cetera, et cetera. But they have, like, Kurdistan and, like weird, like, you know, fake Middle Eastern countries. But anyways, it's 2307 AD. The world has run out of fossil fuels, right? So this is something that's gonna happen.
Yeah, seriously.
So the new distribution of energy resources circulates around the sun, okay? So power lies really within, like, 3 blocks in this world. There's the Union, which is, like, you know, America and South America. You know, Canada. They've formed a block because they have a solar elevator. There's a Human Reform League. That's, like, China and all them, and Russia. And then there's the Advanced European Union.
Oh.
So these 3 blocks have access to the solar power. And it's unlimited now. It's not like fossil fuels where, like, oh, when it's gone, it's gone. Right? So this is interesting to me. Okay, again, I'm excited because the European Union, there's, like, this whole theory in political science. Like, when's the end of the nation state, right? You guys are going to get a mini crash course in, like, my bullshit politics.
We're getting educated today.
Yeah.
You're going to get, like,
sorry,
I'm
this
just
is
going to
an
go a little
educational
crazy.
episode, guys.
We didn't mean it, but you know what? I'm sorry. You asked me to imagine where I want to go. This is where I want to go. Because I want to go here mainly because it is such an exciting time, like, in this universe politically. Because you have all these, like, political science theories going on. So you have these 3 blocks. Like, in today's world, it's highly debated whether or not the European Union is a great idea because you're losing your nation-state identity. You know, people like Germany kind of carry the weight. They suffer a little bit. They have to weather the storm for weaker countries like Greece, right? So it's like cost-benefit. Like, of course, Greece and, like, other smaller Eastern European nations like Turkey are like, please take us. We want joint security. We want joint resources. We want this. So it's, like, very plausible that this would happen when there are, like, limited resources, but it's like, would it really happen? So that's, like, the first theory, like, does this work? But they do leave out, like, all those countries that were relying on oil. So you see the collapse of Middle Eastern, like, oil countries in this series because, again, it's gone. And authoritarians in the region right now, again, relevant today, rely on oil money to suppress the masses. So they don't have that oil money. It's gone. Like, everything's on fire. Child
so,
soldiers,
like, CEOs
chaos.
and big business and everything is gone.
Exactly. Like, they're gone. They're out.
Good.
Like,
Good.
The rest of the world's like, fuck you.
Good riddance,
yeah, like, we don't need you anymore. We're out. So, like, one of the main characters, Setsuna Fseye, was a child soldier from this region. Like, his whole state collapsed. His family's dead. He picked up a gun when he was, like, 5. You know? It was very dark, fucked up shit. But yeah, anyway, so that's, like, the first thing. Anyway, so, I'm sorry, it's becoming a really long lesson.
No, it's interesting, because I don't know very much about Gundam.
No, well, because there's so much, and
I know,
the names,
I'm trying to be fast.
Everyone's name is so confusing to me.
Oh, I love
like,
it.
How did these names happen? But, I mean,
I
obviously it's
fucking
something
love
I'd like, but it's such a huge universe now, I feel like it's too late
So
for
that's
me
why
to
that
get
Gundam
into
00 is a good one, because it stands on its own. Where, like, Universal Century, you have to look at, like, what goes in order, right? You're like, I've got to watch Origin first, and I got to watch this first. But anyway, so this one, in this world where there's these 3 power blocks, solar energy, you know, the world has mostly, like, unionized, but they still fight against each other. The states that, like, were on oil are in collapse. Like, horrible, destitute shit. Like, it's really wild. So, out of nowhere, this organization called Celestial Being comes out of nowhere, okay? They have better technology. They have this science that has created these new particles called GN particles, which they use in GN drives for the Gundams. And these Gundams just, like, kick ass. So what they do is they decide that they're going to intervene in all conflict. So their goal is to, like, eradicate war completely. They intervene on both sides, like, indiscriminately. But this gets a little complicated. I'm not going to, like, go through the whole plot. But whatever. So they, like, intervene. They're like, we're going to end war. And they want to get rid of war completely. But, you know, you can argue, well, you're using war to get rid of war. Is this just? Mm-hmm. And this is kind of like what the people want the International Criminal Court to have been, in my mind, or like an advanced UN. But, like, you really can't, like, they have no military, right? So you can't really actually go be like, oh, these two countries are fighting, we're just going to kill them all until they stop. But that's what they do. So eventually, they do, like, make the world unite into, like, kind of a revised UN type thing with, like, a whole, like, world military, joint security. It gets way more complicated, but whatever. They unify the world. And eventually their, like, goal is, like, to unite the world and prepare humanity to encounter these advanced species that are, like, lurking, like, right outside. So, like, their goal is, like, a really good goal. But it gets obviously really fucked up and, like, complicated and, like, but they make themselves the enemy to be like, look, we are this far superior, like, non-earthly entity enemy. Like, you have to unite to do something about us or you're gonna die. But it's, like, preparation for them colonizing Earth because that's what they're trying to do. So I just think it's, like, such an interesting time to, like, be alive. Like, humanity trying to, like, solve their differences to go into space.
It's kind of like Star Trek before warp drive was found. Like when humanity was like, you either sink or swim.
Yeah, exactly. Also, all the pilots are hot.
I mean, again, aliens hot, pilots hot. I mean,
there's Setsuna F. Seye, Lock on Stratos, Alleluia Haptism.
Yeah, Hallelujah. That's one with, like, multiple personalities or whatever.
Yeah,
right?
he is. He's my favorite.
Kind of isn't he kind of like a problematic character?
No, he's a sweet boy.
So, would you be a political advisor by day, mech pilot by night?
Yes. So ideally, I would want to be a tactician on board the Ptolemy. And be with Celestial Being.
Is it Ptolmi?
Yeah, you know, the weird star bullshit.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yep.
But I want to be in Celestial Being. Like, that's great. I really love things like the ICC in real life. I want to intern there. I want to intervene in war crimes. I want to be, like, justice, but, you know, the justice versus peace dynamics complicated. It's very exciting, and I really do think humanity needs to set their differences aside and prepare for aliens and shit. If we're going to Mars. So, like...
Yeah.
But yeah, I would, like, shit my pants if that was my job. Like, absolutely. I will be your technician.
I can totally see you as Phoenix Wright. Be like, no! This is what's going on.
Fuck you.
You
Phoenix
take your
Wright
glasses
and a
off.
giant robot.
Yeah.
Yes! Just breaks through the building. Yeah.
Boom.
The Exia is also probably one of my favorite Gundams, but that didn't really sway my choice.
Fair.
That's Setsuna's. I mean, he's, like, hottest little child soldier grown Gundam pilot.
Aww. Well, maybe I'll start with that. It only has 2 seasons?
Yeah, well, it's 50 episodes
doable.
total.
Okay, I mean, that's totally
not
doable.
bad.
Iron Blood Orphans is all about
just...
child soldiers colonized on Mars, if you'd like to watch that one. That was also good. They're all good, but those are easier to get into.
I say you can watch them kind of like on a standalone basis without the rest of it.
Yeah, you don't have to compare it.
I think it's funny because it's, you know, you'd think we'd want to do, like, a fantasy world. Because, I mean, I do love fantasy worlds.
I wanted to, but, like, every time I think of Final Fantasy 15, I think I told Shayna, again, all the guys are hot, bachelor party world's beautiful, but they all fucking, like, die. And, like, and then, like, the world is a shithole. Like, because everything's on fire. It's an apocalypse. Like, I don't want to live in an apocalypse. Like, I would love to be, like, an elf in the woods, but I feel like every time I think of that, I'm like, oh, Sauron's around the corner. I don't want to go there. You know?
Yeah. Like, I would love to do Lord of the Rings, but...
Like, get me the fuck out of here. So I know this is kind of maybe boring, because it's realistic. It's just in the future.
But, like I said, I think it's just interesting.
I'd pretty much just be me in the future, honestly.
Yeah, that's both of our choices, just because... And, I mean, you know, you look around what's happening now, it's like...
Yeah.
I want to
Again,
know
like
what
lots
happened
of
in the
like I could do a whole
future.
class political science and science fiction because I could just analyze this shit all day.
Should.
Like the Borg and collectivism.
To tangent in, unless you had something to add, I don't want to cut you off.
No, I'm done.
You're talking about when selecting the fantasy world, the big decision was a lot of these worlds are super exciting in the media they're presented in, but like taking me and putting me into that media, I would probably not survive very long.
Because you'd
I'd
be
have an
wet.
anxiety attack.
You'd be wet and dirty.
I would be wet, and I have no upper body strength, and I'm an English major. My skills are not very communicable to survival in a fantasy setting, because I thought of a million fantasy settings that I adore.
The whole time you'd just be like,
I like to sleep. I like to eat. I like not moving a lot. I'm not a big runner. Like,
You just want to lay around, not in a tent.
You're
in the
a
yeah,
woods.
no, I don't
you're
like.
a cat.
I'm not sleeping on the ground.
You don't like to get wet.
So I thought about like what would be the best world for me then, and I'm gonna pick .hack.
Ooh.
Because that is what I want. I want to be able to live my normal life of moderate comfort, and I want to be able to go home and plug in and be a badass fantasy warrior who's not
Oh.
limited by any of my physical
That's such a good idea.
That's such a good
shortcomings.
idea.
And I
That
can go be
Reminded me of something. I'll talk about it in a little bit. Keep going.
But no, like the dream of like fully immersive VR world that I could plug into. Oh my fucking god. I don't have like I don't have an awesome like hopeful resonant reason why I want to do it. I'm just selfish and that sounds awesome.
That's a
And
good idea. I didn't think
Yeah.
of that because I couldn't think of a compromise between like I really like fantasy, but I don't want to like be at war. or,
dirty
like,
and sore and probably stabbed.
yeah, like
Probably
bloody,
stabbed.
dirty.
When I get player killed, I can just like rage quit and go take a nap and try again the next day. So that's it.
perfect.
I don't have a large presentation. I just think that is like that's the dream, and somebody needs to invent it in a way
mean,
that
I-
won't make me motion sick.
I think you would
Yeah.
fare well in Star Trek land because, you know, there are hollow suites. So you
Yeah, I
can
would like a hollow
totally
suite.
do anything you want in a hollow suite and
That's fair.
be completely, I guess, clean once you leave as long as they're functioning correctly and they don't try to kill you.
True. I better not. Yeah, I better not encounter any moisture.
Oh, it's going to be moist.
No, but it's like I don't.
elf.
I love adventure in theory. I know
yeah.
I would not love adventure in reality. I don't want to
Same.
give up a lot of my life.
Yeah.
Well, it's like at the Ren Fair. Like we love it, but at the end of the day, like I have dirt under my toenails.
I want to
Like,
go home.
I
wanna
look like
pet
I've
my
been tanning.
cat.
I
Like,
can't breathe
well,
because it's so hot outside.
And that's the thing I think about with Lord of the Rings. You know, what would I want to be? I mean, humans are dirty. And then, but like, because Bard, like, I would just love to just hang out with Bard all day.
Do you know what he probably smells like though?
Stinky!
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
No, stinky
In
poo
Dot Hack, everyone smells awesome.
Yeah.
In the world.
But okay, so here's my thing. So, I mean, I haven't read anything by Tolkien in so long, but so like my question is, how do the elves stay so clean?
I don't know. Elf
I don't know. They don't
magic?
really like
I don't
ever
think it's very
talk
Just
about
have
bathing.
skin that just like deflects
I think they're
that
legitimately just kind of water resistant.
and dirt resistant and stinky
They're
resistant.
just pure.
Look it.
They're just like
'Cause, I
half
mean,
like.
Guess I could do
spiritual
Lord of the Rings
beings.
if I was an elf, but I'd
Well-
want to be like Legolas because I don't want to be all like high and mighty either. Though,
But
and,
also,
like,
you'd be
ethereal.
immortal, and that's hard. That's complicated.
No, that is
Yeah.
complicated because everybody you love dies.
Yeah.
And that's depressing.
Yeah.
Like that's what's
Yeah, I would
And
wanna
you
be
just
immortal.
you just live until you get so sick of living that you just want to be dead. Which I
like you're
feel
in
is
a
hard.
psychological like cage. Like your
Yeah.
brain
I mean, I
is in a
guess
cage.
I could be a dwarf because they live a long time, but they're fine with getting dirty. They're fine with their women having facial
Jenny,
hair.
then you'd have a
You know,
beard.
I'm okay with that.
I know.
you
I'm
because
saying that would be awesome. You could
I
touch
kinda
your own
like it.
beard.
You could be your own
Yeah.
fantasy, Jenny. Good for you.
Yeah, I
I
guess
like
so. Okay, I could be a dwarf in Lord of the Rings.
I mean, I'm going to go ahead and just take this opportunity to jump in. I did pick Lord of the Rings.
Oh,
Okay,
for my
good.
life.
Totally
yes,
jump in.
please jump in.
You
there.
are brave.
Well, here's the thing, because deep down in my heart of hearts and my soul of souls, I'm a hobbit. I'm a Hobbit person.
You know
I
what?
relate.
Yes. Oh,
She does
every
little
time I
hairy
see the
feet.
Hobbit area, I just want to be transported there, and they're not that.
Did you say the Hobbit area? It's the Shire, Jennifer.
It's the Shire.
The Hobbit area.
Sorry,
The Hobbit
the
zone.
Shire.
This isn't Warcraft, Jenny. Dang.
The Hobbit
the
zone.
starting area for hobbits. Level 1 hobbits go there.
That's just where we put them.
Yeah.
Oh, now we're putting them there.
Oh.
But that's the
Sorry,
thing, though. Like,
Shane.
Tolkien describes hobbits as shy, but capable of great courage under the proper circumstances. They are fond of an unadventurous and simple life, farming, eating, and socializing, which I can absolutely get behind because, Sarah, I'm right with you. I'm not out here trying to be, like, if I think about the fantasy life that would make me happiest, I'm not going to go out there and be a badass. I am squishy. I'm a squishy person. This is me.
As long as you're not Bilbo.
No, like, my
Because he
best
scares
life
the
is just,
shit out of me.
Well,
like,
that
my-
was the ring's fault.
yeah.
I
And
know, but
I don't know. My ideal kind of existence would be living in the Shire, because you have, like, a little bit of an extended life versus, like, your average human being.
Mhm.
Have time to, like, learn a craft and just be perfect at it, like winemaking or carpentry or blacksmithing, and just supporting the whole community
Just
with
the
it.
nature. I love nature, and it's so beautiful there.
And you're built into it. And that's the thing. Like, every depiction in the books, like, every visual representation in the movies, you're just settled right in there. And it's like you belong
I would
there.
love to live in a little hobbit hole. Like, those things are...
I mean, that's a good existence for me. And, like,
You eat
there's
8
just...
meals a day.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm just
Yeah.
too tall. I would have to, like, chop my legs off.
See,
I
I'm
could eat.
You
short,
would have been
so...
born a hobbit. You would be short.
You'd be already short.
Okay.
I already walk around barefoot everywhere anyways. I'm all about it.
I really like their parties. Their parties are cute.
Yeah.
Well, and that's just it. It's the rolling hills, the tamed overgrowth, that coziness, the
The
comfort.
music,
So
the
we need to
fact
go
that
to
they
New
smoke
Zealand is what we're
weed
saying.
all the
Basically.
time.
And that's
eat
just
a
it.
lot.
It's like,
Just
I don't know.
chill. Yeah.
You look at how they all interact with each other, and there could be that busybody kind of community where everyone's up in your crap. But you know, if the dude down the lane is trampling on your peonies, that your neighbor's going to take up a rake for you.
Yeah.
You know? My peonies,
You
my
fucking
prized.
bitch.
And I think, too, it's kind of like a childhood thing, you know, as you always want to go back to your childhood because you have no worries or cares, and that's kind of how the hobbits are.
Yeah, I mean, their literal existence is just to be happy.
Yeah.
There's just be productive, be happy. That's it.
That's a good
There's
point.
nothing else.
Most of them did kind of just, like, fuck off during the whole, like, conflict and, like...
That's just it. The conflict didn't reach the Shire until they came looking for
Yeah.
Yeah.
the ring
true.
and everything. That was the only thing
They
that brought
probably
them
didn't
into
even
it.
know what was going on.
No,
No.
probably not.
It'd be cool because, you know, if I was a dwarf, I could just come say hi.
Hey. And I
Come
would
out of your
host
It would
little-
be,
you.
it would be
because that's
similar
what you
height
need 'em.
levels.
Mhm. Let me braid your beard, Jenny.
Oh, God, I would love that. You know, I think otherwise, though, as dirty and nasty as he is, I think if I had to, like, be a character in The Hobbit, I would want to be, what is that, Wizard Pendergast? Is that his name?
Oh,
I know who you mean.
What is his name?
So-and-so
Radagast.
Brown. Radagast.
Radagast the Brown.
Pendergast.
Radigan.
Radagast.
Lord
I would want to be
Radigan.
him. I love him and nature, and he's so cute, and he's got those little bunnies, and...
Didn't he have, like, mold on him?
They
Yes,
had birds.
and he had
too.
bird shit in his hair. And,
Bird
you
shit.
know, as much as you guys would love to live in The Hobbit and be peaceful, I just want to live with animals and be a dirty animal.
I
and
just want
enjoy
to
them.
bang Sauron.
You would be Sauron. just...
Free.
Okay, I
wait a
will
minute.
bang myself.
You talking about the old man? The old man? Count Dooku?
No, not Saruman. Sauron.
Sauron.
The eye?
Saruman! Oh my god!
No, before he became
Yeah,
this
before
giant
he
menacing
became-
eye,
Oh,
he
I-
was
He was
I
beautiful.
never saw him pre-eye.
He's
No,
hot
he
as
was
shit.
I thought you
fucking
just wanted
hot
that
as
eye.
shit.
No, like, you need to look. It's
Look-
canon
yeah, look him
that
up.
he's hot as fuck.
What book
Yeah.
is he? Is he in the
Silmarillion?
Yeah.
Is he,
Yeah.
Isn't he? That's where
Yeah.
he's hot, right?
Hot.
I'm trying to remember his name.
Like,
before.
hottest man. Look up fucking
Shit.
Sauron.
Yeah. No, he's
Hot
like
as fuck.
hot.
Like, do it right
damn
now.
a lamb. Was he
Like,
an elf?
man, he
I'll
is.
Look it up. Let me see.
What
so
was he
sexy.
prior? Was he an elf or something? I can't remember.
Elf,
Yeah.
yeah. It's
Yeah,
just
he's an elf. I would be his
Sauron.
slave.
well, and that's the thing too with the orcs and everything. They're twisted elves.
I didn't
Yeah,
link you
it
that
is.
art when I found her. Oh no, I posted it online. Maybe Sarah just didn't see it.
I'm seeing him in all his armor. Where is he? Here, there's the eyeball. Oh, there's a nasty one.
Oh,
Where is he?
okay, maybe here, I can, like, mute my keyboard and find it for you.
Oh.
Oh, you're finding nasty ones. Okay.
Yeah.
Here.
Oh god, it's
Yeah.
like when I was trying to search.
I'm finding the mouth of Sauron is just some nasty teeth and black drool.
Oh, no. No, I'll find it.
it.
If you type Sauron Silmarillion, that's what gets you
Yeah.
the art that you're
I
probably
got
wanting.
one I can send you, but I mean this one doesn't.
Oh, okay, I found him. He's like he's a silver-haired elf. He's pretty chill. This makes such good radio.
Though it would suck if you're like, I'm gonna enter, the Tolkien like world.
Okay, I found
and then,
it. I found it.
Unfortunately, you enter like during the Lord of the Ring events.
Okay.
And he's no longer hot. It's just an eyeball.
Just an eyeball.
Big old eyeball. An
do we have a
angry
chat in
eyeball.
here or no? Do I gotta put... Oh, there it is. Okay, I'm gonna link it in chat.
Oh yeah, we do have a chat. Look at that. Look at that. Welcome.
Did it even work?
Nope.
It's not pasting.
That's fine.
Okay, whatever. I'll just share it to you.
But anyways,
Other
totally
things.
side tangent. No.
You're welcome.
So like, do we have time still, Sarah?
Yeah, we have time.
Okay. So you guys, so we obviously know what our primary worlds are. What were like other ones that you guys were leaning on?
Pokemon.
Yes.
That's a good one.
Yes. I would love
Because
that.
very little chance of death.
Yeah.
True. Mm-hmm.
In the RPG and in real life.
Though my question is, how would you be a trainer? Like, could you be okay with battling your Pokemon?
Absolutely.
Really?
Me and my team of 6 Snorlaxes, we aren't afraid of anybody. Are you kidding me?
Just ground pound.
I feel like I would take my Charmander and he would get hurt once and that would be it for me.
He would just
I'd be like,
cry.
absolutely not. My
You'd be
baby.
you'd either be a Pokemon Center nurse or a breeder.
Oh my god.
I don't like breeding, so probably a nurse. Yeah.
Remember, she's not into eugenics, which
Yeah,
Pokemon can arguably be about.
What were your guys' other considerations?
I thought about, like when Sword Art Online
Mm-hmm.
first started, like the first one, like where you're just in that level 1 town.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that would be cool. If I got to get stuck somewhere, I think that'd be neat. Open up like a little blacksmith store, like you could talk to the adventurers and hang out.
Mm-hmm.
But you're okay. You're not going in any dungeons. You're not getting yourself fucked up. You're just living your life.
Yeah.
I thought that'd be kind of cool.
Mm-hmm.
I thought Xenosaga, but for kind of similar reasons, because it's space and there's an archaeological discovery that's this whole crazy religious psychotic theory bullshit. There's a lot of Der Wills or Max. Who said that again? The German philosopher guy. I don't know. It was based a lot off of political philosophy, so I was very into that series. I did consider Final Fantasy 15 because everybody's hot and I want to be in the car. But it was too depressing in the end. That game made me cry 3 times. It was unfinished, but it's a masterpiece. I've never loved characters as much as I've loved those characters in such a short time. I don't really know. I didn't really think of... I thought of Gundam and I was like, it has to be Gundam. So I kind of...
I think World of Warcraft, though, I think I would definitely love to do. Like I said, if I was more into the I'm just gonna have to fight every day of my life.
Yeah.
Though, you think about it, all this shit your character has done, it's wow, and you still don't have, you're still not the president of the universe.
You're just a slave to good deeds.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, I think it's just fun because, it's high fantasy. Otherwise, I would love to be, in the Doctor Who universe, as long as, I could meet and travel with Doctor Who.
Yeah, otherwise you're just in, the normal, boring
I was gonna
world.
say, it would suck to be the Doctor Who universe and you never have anything to do with the
Right,
events
yeah.
of Doctor Who.
You're just in Britain, making tea and shit.
No,
fun.
if I could travel with him, her, whatever, but I definitely, I think I would be the one that would not get the hots for him, because really the only Doctor I had the hots for was David Tennant.
David Tennant's the only hot one.
Yeah.
Completely.
You're just Martha. You're just Martha.
No, and
all
you know
over
why
the place.
he's
Yes,
hot?
I fucking love. I would be Martha if I was in the Doctor Who universe. I'd
Yeah.
be Martha because I love her so much. Because Rose is so much, like, I compare Rose to kind of like
I hate Rose.
If you guys don't know, Rose is a companion of Doctor Who. I compare her to, like, a Harley Quinn and Joker. Like, this guy is a
he treats her like shit.
piece of shit to you, and all you do is just keep going after him and fawn over
and
him.
She's just, like, depressed, like, sitting there alone.
So many girls like her, and I'm like, no, she's a horrible example of a relationship that you would want.
I hate her.
Martha fell in love with the Doctor, but was like, you know what? He's not good for me. And she got her ass out of there. And she was like she was in charge of my brain. I can't remember. Is it Unit? The thing that she was in charge of? Is that what it's called? Oh my god, I have to look it up.
But David Tennant, you know why he's hot, right? Because he plays villains really well.
Unit, yeah, she worked in Unit. That's what it was called. But yeah, I would want to be her, because you could still, and she had like a really exciting life after that.
So you would want to bang him, but then just be like, done.
Yeah, I mean, sure, one for the road.
Don't want to wait around for him on the beach
you
in
wish
the
you
middle
could
of
have had
nowhere
this.
crying.
Yeah, you just want to settle for Mickey.
But yeah,
that's fine.
Oh no, God. Stand Mickey.
Mickey's the fucking worst.
Honestly, the first couple seasons of Doctor Who are really hard for me to get through. Then it gets really good. A lot of people didn't like the redhead.
Pond?
Martha?
No.
Donna.
Donna. I fucking love Donna.
I thought it was hilarious.
Too.
Yes, and a lot of people don't.
She was like a snarky bitch.
My favorite era of Doctor Who is Martha and Donna.
Yeah.
It's so good. And don't get me wrong, I liked the next Doctor as well. I loved Amy and Rory, but I don't know. There's something about David Tennant in that era.
Some episodes for me, since they switch writers so often, are so good, and then others are horrible. Shit.
Yeah.
Like some are like, oh my god, shocking and great, but I don't know if I love that formula. I get it, because it's everything's so different,
and the fact that he changes so frequently, or she changes so frequently, or they change so frequently, it's. Sometimes it's really good. Sometimes it's not so great.
Yeah.
I haven't really seen much of the one with the lady. I saw the first season wasn't horrible, but it wasn't. I think it was more the writing or something. It just wasn't.
Yeah. I feel like it's almost cheating because they change writers and actors so much. So it's they hit some and they lose some. She's a good actor
because I've seen her in tons of other things and she's really good, but it didn't do it for me.
Yeah. I haven't seen it with her.
Yeah.
So what this is telling me is we pretty much need to have an episode dedicated to Doctor Who, Tom.
I mean, does everyone know?
I've only watched so many seasons of it.
I've never watched Doctor Who.
And it's been a while.
Oh.
I would still sit in and learn.
I mean, I could host a whole Gundam episode. I'll be like, hello, everyone.
Professor episodes. All right, any closing statements?
No. Thanks for tolerating my lecture. It got kind of...
Yeah, I have a clothing statement.
She is wearing clothes, but she would like to tell you about them.
If you are a racist piece of shit and don't agree with trans people, don't agree with people who aren't straight, don't agree with, black people just being black and enjoying their lives, don't fucking watch Star Trek 'cause it's not for you.
It's not for you.
No.
Turn it on.
It wasn't made for you.
Gavel down.
I don't know how your simple-minded brain can understand Star Trek unless, you must side with Khan or something. I don't know. Because fuck you. All right. That's all I have to say.
All right. Well, thanks for joining us for another episode of Chaotic Nerdtral. On that note, I think an agreeable note. Our intro is provided by the Everescent Noodle, and you can find their band on Instagram at Arcade Mode MKE or on Facebook as Arcade Mode Band. You can find us on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, all as Chaotic Nerdtral. Follow us for updates on upcoming episodes, and let us know which one of our sales pitches made our travel destination the most desirable. And we'll see you in a couple weeks. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.